Alright, I'm Grey Hunter and I'm here to tell you why you should be playing Shadow Empire. Right, first up, this is going to be an in-depth thing of the game. There's plenty of other videos for that. This is telling you why you want this game. So, first up, what is Shadow Empire? Well, do you like 4X games? Post-apocalyptic games? Yeah, this is you. You take control of a city full of survivors after a great dissolution war destroys the Galactic Republic. So, while you might be tempted to call this a Civ-like, it's actually much more close to Alpha Centauri, in that, you've got unique design, you're pitted more against the environment than you are the other players, and you're on a completely hostile world, and that really pretty much leads into the first point. World generation in this game is just amazing, and I'm just going to show it to you now. Because most of the time you kind of load up the game, you flick a few sliders, and that's it. You make it slightly wetter, you make the content slightly bigger. You don't have that level of control here, but the actual results are far superior. So, what you've got here is, you can go anywhere from a small, lifeless moon, all the way up to an Earth-class planet, or a completely unclassified planet. Each one of these has got their own problems. No water, it's freezing cold. This place has got lots of water, but quite hostile biology. Or you're just completely random. Alright, so once you pick your settings, you then go into generating the world. This is where you notice things are different. So, you've got planetology, how far you away from the sun, gravity, temperature, which is the average for the planet, radius, axial tilt, and you can re-roll these. So, bigger radius, bigger map size. Average temperature is going to be cold. This was quite far away from the sun. That's it. I think that's interesting. The tilt actually has a thing. The tilt is more, it's a bit more seasons. Then you go to geology, and in fact, you can have a look at. You can say so. You can have a look at the map as you go. These maps do wrap like east to west in the actual game, so you can go that way. You can't go north south. And you can have a mini map up, but you get quite a lot of information. Paris Mountains are 2,000 meters tall. The ocean's going to have 250 down. Wind speed, plains, temperature, so it's quite warm at the tropics, quite cold at the Arctic. And it flips out as the seasons go. I think that's pretty interesting. And then you go to this stage. Look at this. Biosphere. You have the oxygen, you have the atmospheric makeup. You have protocellular organisms. Insufficient atmosphere, deadly biological, major atmospheric hazard, but not complete. Nothing in the tissue. And the super going by are large land-dwelling microbiology herbivores. And you can re-roll this, although I'm going to keep this one. You can keep going until you find something you like, and then it all gets colonised. This is the last point you can re-roll, and this is actually I am going to, because that's quite a boring history for this world. Here we go. As you can see, this is where the role-playing comes in. This place was colonised for 763 years. It has 52 million people, mostly in the service industry. Satellites and biological companies, and a bit of farming, mainly workshops. And then you get the dissolution war, which blows it all up. And you get the idea of what happened, how it went wrong. Reformists, pirate fleets, warlords and independents, nuclear reactors going meltdown, and that will have an effect. Also, farmers, raiders, hunters, scavengers, there's 1.5 million people left. So if you look at the previous step, there was 52 million people, and then now there's only 1.5 million people. And then you get this kind of little update, because the colonisation can change the world. I've had a world that was colonised. So it started off looking like this, and it was some big green zones in the middle. That's the Cradle World series on my. If you want, I'll try and remember to put a link in. But yeah, that's great. So yeah, as you can see, world generation is incredibly detailed. So what's next? Well, you get to pick your regime, which I'm going to skip over. This is just your standard, colour choice flag. Triple skulls, always good. And then you get to answer some questions. Now these will help. Although the questions will vary themselves, what they're mainly doing is setting your government types. So, I'm just going to go government, heart, and democracy. It doesn't matter, I'm not actually playing this game. And what these do is play into a really complex system. You always get that one. You always president. Well, that's a good start. I've never seen that one before. So, this world is so barren that they've depleted some of the minerals before the game's even started. With the time of culture, which is good. This is a zeitgeist. So a zeitgeist is basically what's going on. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. This one will last for 13 turns and it's giving you private economy bonuses. But also ones that will cause rebellions, there's corruption ones, loss of faith. There's lots of good ones, there's lots of bad ones. What you've got here now are your fate cards. I'll go to these actually when I've gone through, and these are your strategy cards. More strategy cards. Right, so cards. Cards is your main way of affecting the world. You have these political points and fate points at the top. If it's got a fist, it uses political points. Like here, I can send a spy out to have a look in this northern regime. Yeah, see? We've got spies in. Down here, we can play fate points. This one gives you a high-tech walker. You have to target your zone. Yes, sir. But what if you're running out of fate points? How do you get them back? Well, you pay a bad strategy for the red cards. This one reduced morale of my troops, but give me 2 more fate points. So maybe I desperately need this treasure hoard, which I can actually afford. Yes, but yeah, we'll get that open. So these cards, and you see there's HQ ones, there's leader ones, so that's how you get stuff on a corrupt one. The cards will drain your political points quite rapidly. Alright, so I've gone for an advanced start here. Normally you'll start with a single city, but because I want to go through and show you quite a lot what's going on, I've gone for a very advanced start. So yeah, normally you'll start off just one zone, a few militia. Here we started off with 3 armies and 3 zones. A zone is basically just the area around the city. This is government, so you've got 3 different types in 3 different areas. So like fist is of course fighting, mind is research, and that is loyalty and morale. You can have multiple points in each of these. You can go all of them at once, but they are limiting each other. So as you can see here, I have 9% chance every turn of picking up National Pride. National Pride will give me a 40% morale bonus to all my troops, and to give me a combat strategy and hold the line. Bureaucracy here will give me 40% bureaucracy bonus. Bureaucracy points are how you kind of expand. So you've got all these choices, like your research and all that. You've got all these choices, they're all mutually exclusive. So you push your heart up, you give more chance. Let's just go back to that mode. Every turn you have a bunch of decisions to do. And every decision will have, well, apart from this is the expansion point, which this is one of the few ones that doesn't. But they'll have a benefit and they'll have costs. So, this one, if I wanted to say I'm going to double down on my government, as you can see, that'll give me another 11 points in government. 11 points of government will take me up to 59, which would then allow me to give it access to state companies, which give me a public economy bonus. So yeah, maybe I want to double down on that. Maybe I want to go for the commerce one, which will take me up to 50 odd, 40 odd of the commerce, which will start giving me the opportunism chance. Do we want to balance this? Do I want to go specialise? That's not your only choice, because the event itself will quite often have a setup. It will also, so do you want the effects of the event? Do you want the effects on your government, or do you want to keep your staff happy? And staff are a major thing in the game. So as you can see, we've got quite a lot of people here. This number here is how much they like you, their reputation, relation. As you can say, if I went to enforcement, a few of these people would like me. A couple of my people would absolutely hate me. Whereas if I go to development,
understood.
Yeah, these guys like me. This one is affecting your budget, so you've got sliders. Now, this is where the relation comes in. This guy is only 62. So, what I'm going to do here is tell him to put all my points, 100% of my points in major diplomacy.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
I'm then going to go up to my council, and I'm going to call him up. I'm going to ask him for his priorities.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
He's only done 75%. I asked him to do 100 because he only has 62 relation with me. He's not going to do what I say. He's going to do the bare minimum. You can keep doing that, and you can get it there, but it will cost you a lot of political points. Right. This is a research objective. So research, again, is a bit different to a lot of games. It is two-stage. So anything green is researched, anything yellow has been discovered, anything white has yet to be discovered. Just because it's been discovered doesn't mean it's been researched. So, what will happen is you will discover a field, and then you'll have to then research it afterwards. So in this case, my guys got all the basic tech, quite a lot of the engineering and advanced tech, some of the applied techs. Now these ones are optimizations. Optimizations are the only one that's different because they're repeating text that make various things better. Everything else, once you've got it, it'll unlock weapons. So, you kind of get that and go back to the strategic. I got a target. Do I want to optimize my guns more? Do I want to get my armour from my vehicles up? I've got to make these choices. Do I want to go cross fertilisation? And for this, I'm going to keep them on small arms. This brings me to another thing. Model development. So, once you develop this tech, what do you do with it? You can basically design your guys. This guy ought to have automatic rifles and combat armour. This makes him very expensive. Maybe, on the other hand, we've already got automatic rifles. So, maybe I want them cheaper, but I don't want them to live long. Or maybe I'm short of ammunition. And maybe I just want to keep the low fire slugfire ammo because it's not going to fire that much ammunition out.
Roger that.
So, you've basically, that's just the basic there. When you get into tanks, you've got, is this an anti-tank weapon? Is it an anti-infantry tank? We're going to armour it. Blah, blah, blah. Here you go, upgrading cities.
Yes, sir.
This is another thing that's really deep, because of course, not only do your decisions affect how your people like you, they also affect this, and this is really deep good, because, here, I've got a big town, it's got 96,000 people in, and we have, free folk wandering around the in-going assets. So these free folk want to join your cities if your cities are happy. If your cities are unhappy, you'll leave your city and join the free folk. They also migrate between nations, so you've got this wonderful flow between all these different countries. I've got rocket launchers here. So you can see what keeps you people happy. You can have a look at your culture level. You can see what the city is doing and what the private economy is doing, because you've got two levels of economy. Yes. So everything here that's grey is what this nation owns in this zone. Everything that's brown is what the private economy owns. And you can nationalise stuff, but it will make people unhappy. But so you've got to balance an economy, you've got to balance how much people like it, and going into the people again. Every person's got their own personality. They've got their own profile, their own skills. Some people are good, some people are bad. This guy's terrible. He's actually quite intelligent, but he's just got no capacity to grow. So every turn you'll be fighting so many different things just to keep things going. And here's our walkers we found. And moving around the map is pretty standard. You right click, you explore. As you go out, you're finding stuff out in the wilderness. My text probably the best if I roll the road. There we go. We've just found a corporation. This is a mercenary post which will give me 300 recruits a turn. And recruits are important because this is what you're producing. And recruits, so every one of these units has got soldiers in it. This has got 50 tanks, this one's got 800 privates, which is our basic infantry and crusaders. To get replacements, you actually have to buy them. Like that. So now I've got 2,900 infantrymen, but I only have 200 recruits. Where do those recruits come from? Your cities. So if you look at the city here, this city attracted free folk but lost 500 people to the military. And going down to the happiness, you've got casualty rates. So you get hundreds of people killed on the front line, thousands of people. Your cities are going to get unhappy because you're not killing random pixel people who just appeared out. No, you're killing brothers and sisters, husbands and wives. So you really have to think about what's going on. And you're balancing all this stuff. You're expanding. This is like stupidly fast because this is an advanced start. And you've got all these different councils to worry about. You've got militia. You've got cults because, what kind of post-apocalyptic doesn't have a cult? I mean, cults can be good. This one's giving us research points. Cults can also start butchering each other in the streets when there are multiple cults. Yeah. It's just such a deep game, and I haven't even got into logistics and combat. I'm just going to see if I can spread out and find something. So, now looking like this isn't much. It might just be part of the advanced start. Anyway, so yeah, you expand. You're not alone, of course. Out there are other nations. These guys here are a miner regime. You've got loads of miners around. So there's miners and majors. Miners will generally expand into your terrain but not conquer other zones. Majors will start conquering other zones. So you've got all this stuff to worry about, and I haven't even covered the last thing. Logistics. So not only do you have all this amazing stuff to play with, you've also got to build a logistics network. These guys have moved up. We have to transport stuff along the roads. Luckily, these guys got a rail line between the cities, so they're producing huge amounts between their two cities. But as these guys are moving out, you can see this has gone yellow. Now, you can press 6 to get this up, by the way. I always have it on default, it's too useful not to have. You start getting to yellow, then it goes blue, red, black, and you run out of supplies. How do you get more supplies? Well, you have to build roads. It says clicking the wrong button. I've played this game, honest. And then on the back of that road, you construct buildings. So here I'm going to build a supply base.
Yes, sir.
And that supply base will then become a focus, and I'll be able to push out. So I'm hoping the AI will throw something at me. This is been 20 minutes already. So yeah, if you're looking for a deep game, this is what you got. The world's going to be completely different, and then you can choose to have an early start and advanced start. Very much tactical. Graphics, as you may have guessed by now, are not amazing, but to be honest, if you can get past the blenderish, poserish things, you can get quite in. I mean, that's just pixelated. Oh look, we're raiding the zones. Of course you can find stuff. We just found some galactic heroic grade infantry, machinery, civilization stuff, admin stuff, blah blah blah, we don't care. And our spies probably brought in some information. Or not. Anyway. You also get these old ruins which you can then like harvest scavenging points from. If we can get someone in range. Which you can get materials and stuff, even ancient tech from. What I did see, however, down here. Oh, before I do that, which combat's the last thing I want to cover. If you can see now, we're getting some points coming out. These guys have been pushed out further. So yeah, you're always this fight to get your logistics to go. I basically slightly overspent and didn't quite get enough out of it, building that out for this turn, but yeah. Alright, and combat. So combat, oh, walkers. So, not everything you find will be humans. There could be giant aliens on your planet, or there could be these guys. These are ancient sentinels who've gone crazy and walk around like murdering free folk. So if this guy walked into this village up here, it would reduce the number of free folk down. So sometimes you can have to fight, to protect the free folk to bring them into your nation. You can also go here, you've got loads of overlays. And this will show how the supply points have been going out from the HQ. Alright, so combat is pretty much the last thing I want to cover. Oh, do we want to invade them? Yes.
Understood.
Yes, we do. So, you have recon. So this is saying I have a 3 to 2 odds of winning. This is lying to me. Recon points are important because they go up to 400. The more you know, the better you got. So, I'm attacking. You've got a wonderful graphic option. Oh, what are these skulls? Apparently the sentinels are butchering me. Yeah. Because, my recon was low, and I attacked with low recon, and got everyone killed. So, this graphical one is a nice quick way you can zoom out as well, of showing who's moved, who's died. Then you've got the text version, which shows you a lot more difference in, their enemies dropped, their morale dropped, because of course they lost 400 of their mates. We don't know what they started at, but we know what they're at now. And, there's so many modifiers, as you saw there. And with your supply network, and you've got, if I just look at raising troops, you can raise formations, and you can go, alright, you go from independent brigade, so if you just want a bunch of artillery, you just raise a formation of artillery. And guess what, guys, I've got artillery. They won't be able to move this turn. Or you can raise regiments or divisions. Look at that, you need 12,000 infantry to raise a division. Or to raise an army, 62, brigade, 5, corps, 19. And this basically all feeds into what you get, assault corps, give you infantry and light, motorised and infantry. So you could balance your army, you've developed more of those, it's just amazing. I'm legitimately addicted to this game, and hopefully I've done something to sell it to, because this is an early stage game. Go look at one of my Let's Plays, like the Cradle World or Medusa World. Those are the two I suggest looking at, because there you'll see kind of what's. Just looking to see if there's anything else I can show you. Now, here we found another enemy city we can go conquer. So I can drive my tanks into that city. Woo. So yeah, there was no diplomacy option. You have to conquer the world. So here's one I have to spend a decision, for military, but yeah, that's the wrong button. So yeah, if you want to be able to do a cultural victory or anything like that, you have to look. You will only win by conquering. But the amount of depth in this game is just amazing. I mean, I've been talking for 25 minutes now, and I've said this is a brief overview. It's just amazing, and I think you should really get out there and buy it. So yeah, hopefully I sold it to you, and yeah, enjoy.